John Kelly is our winner.
Hello, Poker News. I'm here with Johnny Kelly, who just won first place in the Poker News Cup.
Chris, nice to meet you, mate. I'm Liam. Get your hands in there and figure out which one's calling your name. All right, so if you pop it down here, there you go. Always a good start. That's 25,000. We take $25,000. Nice one, mate. Nice one. Congratulations, Chris. That's a 0. That's a 5. That's 50,000. We take those $50,000. Got one bounty for Bob. Which one's feeling lucky, Bob? That's a 0. A couple zeros there already. We take those. 5, 15, 15,000. We take those. $15,000.
Look, my friend. I don't want to see a 1.
No one?
No 1 there. Oh, 5.
75! What?
Oh! Let's go! No one! No ones! So again, you get yourself 2 out. There's a little flap on the inside of the envelope. That's a 0. 100K! Let's go! Congratulations, my friends. Nice work. Congratulations. Won 100K down. First one of the day, and still with another bounty to pull.
Hey, what's your name? Where are you from?
Michael Lowe from Los Angeles.
Michael from Los Angeles. Grab one, buddy. Four zeros. Come on. Let's go! Michael from Los Angeles. Number 6 for Tim. Let's go. All right. There we go. The 50 has been pulled. The 50 has been pulled. He's that. That's how you start a show. Oh, it's all timers from here. Easy game. All right.
Just like the lottery.
All right, let's get over to the action. Let's play some cards, everybody. Yeah. Boom.
There we are.
Boom. $50,000 is gone. It's sad, but it's good. Welcome to day 3, the final table of the $1,100 buy-in mystery bounty at the Golden Nugget. We had $1 million guarantee, completely clobbered it. You remember Nathan Gamble? He was here with us yesterday when Chad was in the booth. Welcome back, Nathan.
I appreciate you having me again, Jesse.
Happy to have you, buddy.
This has absolutely blown it out of the water. As you said, $1 million guarantee. It hit over 2.2 million. 200K bounties, 275K bounties, and one of the players that is at this final table, Vid Zagar, was one of the players that drew that 100K.
That's right. Right. And now we got Tim, who just pulled the 50K, and he's one of the short stacks. Just insane. Let's introduce you quickly to our players. Sitting in seat 1 is Forrest Rally. He starts today with 7.8 million. In seat 2, it's Vid Cigar, like Nathan just mentioned, who pulled that 100K yesterday from Slovenia with 12.2 million. It's 41 bigs. Johnny Kelly from the UK, sitting with 4 million in seat 3, 14 big blinds. In seat 4, you got Humberto from Portugal, 5 million. He's got 17 bigs to start. Eduardo is in seat 5 from Brazil, 3.1 million. That's just 10 bigs. Kyle Gross is in seat 6. He's our short stack of the day. 6 bigs, 1.7 from the U.S. In seat 7, you just saw him, Tim Garles from the U.S., 2.9 million with 10 bigs and $50,000 in his pocket. Kunal is in seat 8 from India, 2.6 million, 9 bigs. And finally in seat 9, Felipe from Argentina, 30.8 bigs, 33.8 million, 10 bigs. My goodness, Nathan. This is going to be fun.
This is really amazing to watch right now. I just had a friend who shot me a text before we started. He said his buddy Kim G, the man that just pulled that 50K, is his boy from Iowa. Shout out JR. Shout out Tim.
It looks like they actually swapped 2 of the seats. I believe actually that Kunal is in seat 9 from India with 2.6. It's Felipe in seat 8. You can see just to his right over there with all the chips. 30.8 million to start the day. My goodness.
I mean, that's representative of almost half of all the chips in play, 44%. The only thing I'm a little bit sad of, shout out to Tim, but I wish we still had that 50K in play because of the dynamics it would create at this final table. Now, as we see, every player that's knocked out is only worth 1,000. That's all that's left in those mystery bounties. So
that's
it's
But hey, you know
static.
At the same time, now we're just playing no limit hold'em.
Yeah.
Now we're just going to play some real poker. We've got some skilled players, as we've seen from yesterday. We've seen elite play. I mean, I can't wait. And we've got lots of money to play for. 9th place is guaranteed. Let me see here. $21,920, and it just climbs up to that $218,000 top prize. It's we're in for some fun here, Nathan. We're in
absolutely.
for some fun. There
And
you go.
let's take a look right there. We have just under 22,000 for 9th, 28,000 for 8th, but you don't get into that 100K range until you're in 3rd place. As we mentioned, Vid Zakar has already cleared that with a 100K pool yesterday. I mean, let's talk about how big that is for an $1,100 event, Jesse.
Just insane, dude. Insane. I mean,
No, I told you yesterday I had to go and run off to play a World Series event. I played a 10K Pot Limit Omaha 8 or better event. Lasted about 2 hours, so not the best ROI. And as soon as I finished, I texted Jesse and said, hey, if you'll have me, I'm back in for tomorrow's final table. So we're here start to finish.
Beautiful, beautiful. Love it, dude. We got Gabriel on YouTube from Atlanta, Georgia. Got D-Gen on tour from the good old Netherlands. What's up, D-Gen? Got Colorado. Aces for Johnny. Oh, Vid with the pocket tens. This could be bloody. Oh.
Yeah, I think we fully know what's about to happen
I
here.
think we do, buddy.
Vid is going with the very normal open on the pocket tens. Johnny is going to come over the top all in, and then it really just depends.
Well, we'll see, though. We'll see.
Only way Vid will get saved here is if someone behind him, particularly a big stack, raises on top of that. But otherwise, I think those pocket tens are going to be seeing a flop with Johnny.
I know who you are, Milko. What's up, D-Gen? It is an all-in from Johnny. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, I got Kyle with an ace. Kyle Gross saying this is gross.
Kyle does find the fold. You know Johnny is going to be particularly strong here. 110 in the hand of Felipe. That does not bode well for Vid, but he does have uncovered suits. We got diamonds and clubs in Vid's hand, so he at least has one live flush draw on that 10 of diamonds. Has some straight opportunities and that single 10 remaining. Don't think he's going to be finding a fold anytime soon here with pocket 10s against the 11 big blind shove of Johnny.
We got Nettie over on Twitch from the UK. Happy 4th of July coming up soon. We got Power from 04 from Australia. What's up, buddy? All right, we're getting close to the board, you guys. Just making sure we get these numbers just right.
Vid is still considering his options.
Yep.
This would be a very heroic fold. We saw some amazing play yesterday leading up to his final table, particularly a fold with a set versus a flush yesterday, courtesy of Mr. Brent Burrows. So we've definitely seen some really high caliber play here, and Vid is taking his time in consideration.
I mean, you got to ask yourself, with those short stacks like Kyle, what would Johnny shove with? Is it an overpair? Because you got 13 million. Oh, man. Vid did start the day second in chips.
Yeah, and we don't know what dynamics these players have had. We don't know if this is their first time meeting or
Right,
not.
right.
If they played extensively together on the
Day
tables
two,
leading up
tables
on this.
making, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So if this is their first encounter versus if they played together extensively yesterday, it does play a very large role in it.
Warren in chat says never folding here. Surely. Well, we'll see, buddy. We will see. Vid really thinking this through. He does make a call. Shows the tens. Ace is the bad news. Yep, it's not the flip you were hoping for, buddy. Johnny looking to double up here. We know
You
it.
can hear that rail in the background. That is definitely Johnny's rail. Whoa!
Whoa, that's the last 10. That's a case 10 on the flop here. The case 10.
All right, now Johnny needs some saving. It's
there's-
going to be a running queens, running king jack, or running ace is his only chance at this pot.
All right, there's one ace left in the deck. One ace left. Can he find it? Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Johnny with the miracle case ace on the river. Oh, my goodness.
Look at how calm he is. He just
Yeah.
almost expected it. He's been
That's
in
right.
these situations before.
Look at this.
I think,
Wow.
and you heard someone say it. They
That's
told
the
him
case ace.
that was it.
That was the case 10, too. How insane. Love it. Love the rail. So good. And you're right, Johnny, just cool as a cucumber. Just enjoying the moment.
I would love to hear some of his background in the UK Army. It definitely looks like, personally, knowing what I know, those tattoos, I'm going to say he is some sort of Special Forces member. I'm going to take a guess. He's seen some stuff in life. So busting out of a poker tournament, one out here, one out there, it's not really something that's going to get his adrenaline flowing one way or another.
My goodness. I mean, this is the table to do this on. My gosh. All right. All right. I guess that's how we're going to start this thing, buddy.
One out versus one out. Here
Yeah.
we go.
Why not?
Any option here but to fold.
You see, that's what I'd say for any elite player, but this is a cowboy, man. Look at his cowboy hat.
Oh, but
You never
he's
know.
an elite cowboy.
That's true. That's true. All right, he does look to fold. Jack 10 gets the bad news that the jack is overlap with the king over here.
I don't speak Brazilian. Hopefully someone can translate for us there, but I think he's saying,
Thank you, Johnny. Jack 10, king jack.
Jack 10.
Jack on the flop, but sadly that's not going to be enough for Eduardo. He's going to need running cards or 10.
We'll see, though.
That's actually a
queen.
good card for him, as
Right.
it provides an extra out. He has 4 outs to queens. Let's see if he can hit one.
Vid scores the knockout.
A little bit of conflict on our hand. Ace King off for Vid. Have raised it up. Over Tim on the button. Pocket jacks.
The jiggities.
The jiggities.
The jiggities, as Brad Owen has made famous.
There we
All in, he says.
Alrighty. King Jack of Hearts in the big blind for Kunal. It's going to be a fold, I'm sure, with this amount of action before him. He's going to be sad, though. You see it. He wants to put it in there.
No kidding, he does.
Let's say Vid did not have that ace-king raise in early position. Tim would have jammed or raised on the dealer button. Kunal would have found a very happy
Snap
fold.
call from Vid. Flips over the ace-king. All right.
We're off to the races. 1 jack dead, 1 king dead, about as fair as you can get at 51-49 in favor of those pocket jiggities.
Look at Knall's smile. He's so glad he folded with his king jack.
Happiest man at the table, and we're off to a flop.
Yeah.
Vid needing to connect.
Ace in the window. My goodness.
Tim with 1 remain out, and that is going to be the jack of spades. Queen of diamonds on the turn. Not
He's
much
looking-
hope left. There's 2%.
All right. Tim will be our 8th place finisher. taking home $27,850 plus, of course, the beautiful $50,000 bounty he pulled.
Of your screen, $250,000, $500,000. So I could see him shipping it all in here, as he will be in the big blind the next hand, putting almost half of his stack in play, Jesse.
I'm telling you, oh baby. Umberto says it's time. What's up, Pete Robo on Twitch? Good to see you, buddy. Hope you and Robin are doing well.
Folds to Canal in the cutoff. King Jack suited. Finds a very quick fold. I'm very surprised to see that. I was expecting him to shove all in over the top, in all honesty.
Ooh, Johnny. Vid with the ace-6. Still has to get through Johnny if he wants to make a move here.
This has potential to be a very fun dynamic. I could see Vid going a variety of different raises, and depending on what he does, will impact Johnny's decision as well.
Absolutely.
From what we saw earlier, I expect Vid to flat call, and then it just really depends on what Johnny wants to do. I would imagine we would see an all-in from Johnny over the top, but he does have options available. Forrest praying to poker gods for someone to be knocked out quickly, so long as it's not him.
All right, over to Johnny with the pocket eights in the big blind. Only 2.1 million to call. It's just over 4 bigs. You've got your big blind and your big blind ante already committed. Yep, and there's the snap call almost.
All right, one ace is dead for Umberto. That puts Johnny as a 73% favorite, head to a flop. 8 of spades, 8 of diamonds up against ace deuce.
Oh, one of the
Ace.
2 aces in the deck is found. And Johnny could tell you folded an ace, huh? He says to Vid.
Only an 8 will change the fortunes of Johnny.
It will not make it.
You see Kunal smiling there, knowing that he folded another winner.
Oh, man. Johnny loses only 4, just for 4 bigs, in addition to his bigs that he'd already had in there. Earlier, card went on a different antenna, and unfortunately, it's because it's 30 minutes ago. There's nothing that can be done, right? We can't do it because it's 30 minutes ago. All completely understood. Thank you so much, Glenn, for explaining it. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, it's so many dynamics in this this technology now, and with the desperate desire to make this such a safe game for the players, where they don't have to be worried about the risk involved with the readers and everything. That 30-minute delay is so important. So thank you so much, Glenn.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've been doing commentary off and on for the last 4 years now. I've seen everything from cards down coverage, cards up coverage, on a delay, off a delay, and now I'm seeing ace queen for our big stack in the big blind versus pocket sevens of Johnny in the cutoff.
Oh man, this could be something big here.
But I think it's important for us to know player safety at the tables for their cards is absolutely paramount, and really takes over anything at any given point, on screen or off screen.
All right, just to remind you where we are right now, we've got Johnny Kelly sitting around 3rd place in chips, starting this hand with just around 7 million with pocket sevens, raising to 1 million. The min raise over to Felipe with the ace queen offsuit, who jams all in.
Yeah, for those of you at home that are looking at this and thinking, well, it's only 12 big blinds more, I got a pair, let's roll. You have to keep in mind the pay jumps are at this table, the shorter stacks are at this table, and the Felipe dynamic of how his level of aggression has truly slowed down over the course of the night into today. And so it looks like Johnny is really considering whether he wants to make this call or not.
Yeah. Tough spot for pocket sevens.
I'll put it to you this way. Jesse, if he could see his cards, if he could see his percentages at 54% to 46%, he may still fold because of the shorter stacks.
Absolutely. You do not want to put all that stuff at risk, man. No question. Good fold, good fold. Over to our buddies at Gorilla Games, they can show us on the stream. But what I'm looking at is a picture of Johnny's poker room in London, showing our broadcast up on the big screens.
Oh, that's amazing!
Isn't that sick? That's so cool.
Let me take a closer look at this. Yeah, it looks like the
Eltham Terrace.
Eltham Terrace.
Yeah.
The Eltham
Terrace Club in London.
Wonderful. Shout out to y'all out there. Have a picture here. Got the TV in the background. Have some chips in play.
That's a blast, man.
Absolute great time there being had by all as they celebrate their man Johnny Kelly from the UK, from Eltham Terrace Club, being here at the Golden Nugget, still in contention to win the Poker News Cup and the $218,000 that come with it, Jesse.
Man, it's going to be a blast.
Something to note, right before we start today, the last major bounty, which was $50,000, got taken out. It was won by our 7th place finisher, Tim. If that was still in play, I think we'd see a lot more action within these spots. Forrest would be getting in there. Felipe would be possibly 3-betting. Vid would absolutely be shoving. But now every player, the only bounties that are left are 1K. So it's almost like a traditional bounty tournament. There's no massive buy-in left or bounty left. Vid here shoving all in, pocket 8s over the flat call of Felipe, who had pocket deuces. $12.5 million.
Ease release for Johnny. Same for Kyle and Felipe too.
So Kyle will be all in and at risk, needing to hit one of his queens.
Oh yeah.
There's Johnny doing our job, letting everyone know what's
Kyle
what.
Queen 8.
Umberto having a nice snack. Day at the movie theater. All right, pocket 8s for Vid, Queen 8 offsuit for Kyle. Gonna need some love, otherwise he'll be our 7th place finisher, and we're off to a flop here.
Looking for a queen and only a queen.
4, 5, 10, 2 spades gives Vid the backdoor flush draw to boot. 5 on the turn, 3 outs remaining for Kyle, otherwise he is out in 7th place.
That's going to be it for Kyle Gross. Kyle Gross will be our 7th place finisher, taking home $35,000.
What a beautiful run, though. As we've mentioned several times, he came in today as our shortest stack with $1.7 million and managed to outlast both Eduardo Silva in 9th place and Tim Garles in 8th place and take home an additional $13,000. And who gets gold, silver, and bronze, while the rest of these players are going to have to be content with just a pile of cash.
That's right. Just a pile of cash.
It's a hard life.
I like that. I like that.
Johnny here, ace-7 of diamonds, sub 10 big blinds, all in.
Oh, no. Put himself at risk. All right, Johnny.
That's the comfiest all-in I've ever seen.
Yep. Yep. I mean, he's done this with powerful hands that we've seen turn over.
Absolutely. This has been the weakest hand he shoved so far.
Easy fold for Knall.
The rowdy rail continues.
That's right. Picks up some bigs. Look at that smile on Johnny's face. Look at that. That's so good.
Stone cold killer right there. Don't let him fool you. I'm sorry. Any person that can eat baked beans and a cooked tomato for breakfast in the morning, I don't want to mess with them. It away.
Yeah, no baked beans for us in the morning.
It wasn't about the tea. It was the tomatoes and the beans and the English breakfast. No, not
the brown
not my
sauce.
cup of
The
tea.
brown sauce, yeah.
Johnny here once again with a very playable hand.
What?
Shoves it all in. Queen,
Johnny.
Jack,
Johnny.
offsuit.
Johnny's getting a little feisty.
Very playable hands back to back. No question about
absolutely.
that. Umberto folding correctly. Jack 9. 8-7 off 4-3. It's very nice that he's not having any competition.
Oh my goodness, look at this. Look at this. Canal, easy decision again, yep. And then Forrest, his card's up to 6, which means vacates.
There we go. 2 shoves in a row don't get called, and you hear his rail calling out. They just got double.
Kyle Anderson says, I knew live poker was rigged. Bullshit. I mean, I love it. I actually made a hat that said that. Had to stop wearing it because I work in the media. Didn't look good. King Jack for Johnny. All in, he says, Johnny.
Let's see.
Johnny from the small blind just has to get through one person. That's Umberto. And it works.
I feel like that's some sort of like rapper name, maybe a book author. Johnny from the small blind. It's got a nice ring to it. Kunal's middle name is Cucumber.
Okay, we can see this whole cup now. That definitely says Franc, I think.
France?
Yeah, Franc.
France.
I'm pretty sure it's Franc.
No, I think Kunal's middle name is Cucumber because he's about as cool as it comes. Johnny, once again, ace-7 suited on the button. Good opportunity here.
All in, he says. Johnny says, I have one move, you guys. Jam City.
I think Umberto is going to ask for a count here. Ace-4 suited in the small blind. There's not many shorter stacks left than Johnny, so does find the fold. Chip leader to start the day. Felipe Oliveira in the big blind. Let's it go. And here we go. That stack distribution has grown a lot tighter throughout the course of the day. Short stack near now being Kunal with 13 big blinds. But you just go all the way up to third place, which is Forrest with 17 big blinds. It's a very, very close fight.
Six players left. Johnny with his steals has made it into 5th place with 14 bigs. Why are people talking about Phil Hellmuth for some reason?
Oh.
Hellmuth did win his 17th. Oh, check this out. This is the Eltham Terrace Club. This is Johnny's club watching this up on their big screen in London, guys. In London, they're tuned in, watching. Want to shout them out. Thank you guys so much for watching, supporting Johnny and his run here in this event. Love to see it.
I love how much of a pub environment that is. It truly is a pub league. You can see it in the background. You can see the giant TVs on the wall.
Man.
And speaking of Johnny, here he is under the gun with 2 black hockey sticks, pocket 7s, 15 big blinds as one of our short stacks.
Johnny under the gun with pocket 7s. Deep in thought.
You can see Umberto acting after him with that giant wall of chips sitting on King Jack offsuit, intensely looking at the action, waiting to see.
Looks like a min raise from Johnny. We haven't seen many of these from him.
Yeah, it looks like 1.2 million.
Yep. Oh, no, a little more. No? Yeah, you're right. Oh, yeah, she put in. Oh. Stacks of 4, maybe. Yeah.
Chip leader Umberto Galinda from Portugal contemplating what to do with the King Jack offsuit. He knows that Johnny's been playing tight. He knows he just acquired all these chips, and they're playing 6-handed. So King Jack plays a lot more powerful than it usually would in this situation. But he also has the rest of the table to worry about behind him. He is reaching for chips. Looks like it's going to be a 3-bet. Cutting it out, 2.7 million by the looks of things.
Oh, man.
Felipe releasing the Queen 10 of hearts. Kunal not able to play either. Folds around Forrest in small blind, Queen 8 offsuit. So now action all the way back around to Johnny, and this is one of those interesting spots. So you don't really want to go set hunting with the small of the stack left behind. So you can't call, take one off. It's either an all-in or fold type of situation. Calling is just the best, or the worst of all worlds, because unless you flop that set, you've just put in way, way too much of your chips and committed to this hand.
Johnny started the hand with just over 9 million. About 15 bigs.
If he was to find the all-in, I would expect to find Umberto folding. He just would not be in a very good spot against the vast majority of Johnny's hands. But it's going to be a very, very difficult proposition for Johnny to commit the rest of his stack with pocket sevens here.
The thing about this is I think Johnny's really showing the strength of his hand with this thought process. We've seen him make much faster moves. We've had the pocket pairs, the aces, the tens, things like that. So if he does go all in, Umberto, I think has a little more information based on. If that's just my take on this. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, Nathan.
I can't really say one way or another. He seems to have been acting quickly throughout, but we've only seen him on 2 or 3 hands in total. So it's hard to get a full read on the situation on how long he takes with all of his hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe anytime he has just an absolute powerhouse, he does shove in quickly. And maybe when he does have that more middling, I feel like the boys back at the club are like, oh, I'm going to start paying attention when Johnny takes more time. But no, it's a good point. It's just I don't think we have quite enough. Let's see.
It's just a flat.
Does find
it's
a
just
flat
a flat call. That's right. Umberto double checking his hand. King of Hearts, Jack of Clubs versus the sevens. Oh.
Wonderful flop here for Johnny.
Yep.
No real overcard. The 8 doesn't rate to be in Umberto's hand. The 5 doesn't. So if you were ahead pre-flop, you're still ahead. And if you were behind, well, not much has changed.
Umberto with 18 million chips behind. Johnny with just under a pot-sized bet. Oh, what a lead. What a lead on the 8-5-5 flop. Umberto.
There we go. Picking up 4.2 million in chips. Almost half of his stack with the pocket sevens. So our big stack at the table, Umberto, takes a hit almost immediately to his chip stack. And here you go on screen, the Eltham Terrace Club.
Oh, there it is. That's right. There's the outside. Beautiful. Check it out. Looks like it's next to McDonald's. Oh, I like that. And that organic grocery with the A upside down. All right. Cool little shop. Nice. If you're in London, check them out.
And Forrest is sitting directly behind with the ace-king offsuit. Potential trouble brewing for Kunal. Does put it all in under the gun, and Forrest is going to be very happy looking down ace-king off.
Forrest with just over Kunal's stack, 8.5 compared to Kunal's 6.6. I mean, Forrest has just over 10 bigs.
Yeah, blinds just went up a second ago. It's
Right.
at 400,000, 800, 800,000. So there's $2 million in play every single round. And we have, I believe, 65 million chips in play total.
Yeah, Forrest does put it all in, of course.
Vid full. Johnny out there. Umberto is not going to be finding anything to call with.
By the way, the next player who does cash out makes $56,065. That is our 5th place money. So let's see what happens here. Felipe with the 9s. No, look at his face. Look at this. Look at this. Oh. Yo.
That's just due
Yo.
to ICM considerations.
Yeah.
Let someone else take the pain.
Yo.
You saw it on his face. He just said, haha, not happening.
It's like, oh, really? Oh, really?
All right, Kunal going to need a 5. Now he has opportunities. I like to call them chopportunities and running diamonds. He got diamonds on the turn, puts
He needs
Forrest
a diamond.
in command.
A diamond and only a diamond, really. Doesn't come in.
Good
Kunal,
game.
good game, buddy. Kunal will be our 6th place finisher. I'm sorry, I had my numbers wrong. Kunal is our 6th place finisher, taking home $44,945.
Well, there goes our most accomplished player in 6th place. Kunal from India came in as our 2nd shortest stack and went all the way up to 6th place, going from $22,000 for 9th all the way up to $45,000 in 6th place. A beautiful run. Johnny here in the small blind, ace 4 suited. Imagine he'll be finding all in. There is sub 10 big blinds. See, and that's what I love about it. You heard them on the rail as soon as he shoved all in. They're rowdy and all in shove. And I bet we're about to hear. There's no spoilers here, ladies and gentlemen.
Right?
They're cheering when he picks up 1 blind or 15 blinds.
Yeah, it could be anything.
So I really and truly, we do not have eyes on the action. We are watching here
They're singing
alongside
too.
you.
They're singing because he picked up a big blind.
So I truly do not believe there's any spoilers afoot.
Yeah.
Hawk. I see Forrest more as Tony Hawk than.
We're talking about. All right, let's get to the poker. 7-4 for Forrest. I was talking about Vid.
Yeah, I
Vid.
Have you ever gone down the rabbit hole of Tony Hawk? He's a very interesting man.
I wouldn't have gone on the rabbit hole, but I've seen his like content where he talks about people who come up to him and say, "Hey, you look like Tony Hawk." And he's like, "Yes."
He gets that incredible amount, and he'll just be like, "Oh, you look like Tony Hawk." He's like, "Actually, that's funny because that's my name." And they're just like, "Wow, what a coincidence!" and just have no idea.
That's so good.
Well, Johnny here. Well, so JK
let's
shoving
go,
JK.
let's go.
All right. Johnny Rockets in the middle with Jack King. I like Johnny Rockets. I'm sticking to it.
Gets through Umberto. Just Felipe in the big blind with a 7-5.
The disappointment written all over Felipe's face. There we go. Another nice pickup. Sounds like someone fumbled a beer or something out there.
Oh no! Oh no!
All right, here's your chip count. So close up top of the tournament, up until your bubble, and you just have ICM go all the way up, and you have to play extremely tight. And it drops off until final table again.
Ooh.
And then at the final table, it starts peaking until you get to heads up, and it drops to 0 heads up. So you're seeing a lot of tighter play at the final table because of that. Felipe here.
With the ladies.
Let's see if they love him.
Hey, girls.
Forrest out, Vid out, Johnny. Ooh, Johnny with ace jack off.
Johnny.
Next break is dinner.
So Johnny here, ace jack off in the small blind. Umberto with pocket 9s in the big blind. I think
Mama.
one way or another, Felipe is getting action.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you there. Johnny just said all in, I think.
He did indeed.
Oh my goodness, we're gonna see something here. What's Umberto doing?
He was shooting those fingers, point in either
Pow, pow,
direction,
pow, pow.
just cowboy up. Felipe given the signals, saying 11 million. So as Umberto gets his count here, it's going to be for a very significant portion of his chips. So he can either try to take over a commanding chip lead or allow these players to do damage to one another. He knows either Felipe will be knocked down to 2 million in chips if Johnny doubles up, or Johnny will be knocked out. So this is a potential $20,000 swing for him. Johnny looking a little nervous. Felipe a little bit more active, getting a drink of water. Umberto definitely with a very real decision here. It looks easy to fold on the surface, but let's say both of your opponents have ace-king or ace-queen. You're in a beautiful, wonderful shape to over triple your stack and knock out 2 players. Huge, huge decision here for Umberto.
I mean, the ladders are just too much to really make this an easy decision.
Yeah, absolutely. Felipe's all-in under a gun is pretty standard. You're looking at roughly 15 big blinds. Umberto finds a fold.
Yep, absolutely. And he'll have a sigh of relief when he sees the queens get turned over. All right.
All right.
Queens versus ace-jack is correct.
You heard it.
Johnny
there
is the one at risk here.
The final table is Johnny's going to need an ace as his primary out. Not.
Oh, or a 4 now.
That's right.
Ace or a 4.
Ace and fake 4 or fake aces.
Oh my goodness.
Right on the turn. That locks up for Johnny. Felipe now has outs to chop with an ace or a 6. Let's see if Johnny can hold for the double. There it is.
Wow. Wow.
Johnny with a full double up, moving up to 21 million in chips. Felipe believes he's knocked out, but based off of our chip counts, he will still be alive.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
They need to count
They
down
need
these
to count
chips.
those chips. They need to count those chips before he just walks away.
Yeah. We'll see shortly. I'm sure they'll get him back to the table. We'll get verification of the chip counts.
And maybe we had the miscounted stack for Johnny.
It looks like that is the case.
Yeah,
Johnny
we must have
did
miscounted
cover him.
stack for Johnny. All those grays.
Yeah, we did notice earlier on Umberto's stack that the chip counts were slightly off, so it looks like they were off of there as well. And Johnny is not only going to be taking a massive double up, but he's going to be knocking out our start of the day chip leader, Felipe Oliveira from Argentina, in 5th place. He'll take home $56,000, and the rest of these players are going to be guaranteed $75,000. So the final 4 are in order: Forrest Orali from the United States in the 1 seat, Vid Zagar here in the 2 seat from Slovenia, Johnny Kelly, UK, massive rail, and Umberto Galinda from Portugal. There's the chip counts, fairly bunched up at the bottom with Johnny from the UK taking a very nice chip lead.
So what's nice about this, guys, I do have a message immediately from one of our reporters, Callum Grant, who's on the ground. He's at the table getting numbers and stuff as well as watching the stream, but he's not posting things until he sees them go live on the broadcast. He told me that Felipe had a stack of 7.925 million. So what we saw was a little bit off. Therefore, Johnny did have him covered. So Johnny's not up to 20 million, really, far below. We just had a miscount based on the system, so we're all good there. Johnny did have Felipe covered, and so we're all good there.
Looks like Vid is out of there. Action back to Johnny. Contemplating the call, would not blame him in the least. 6 big blinds more. Does make the call.
Oh my goodness. Okay. JK putting some chips at risk here. Oh, look at Forrest. Look at Forrest. does not like to see 2 overs. 1 over, okay. 2 overs, yikes. Forrest at risk.
Very decisive pot here. 19.3 million in there. Johnny will either be left as our short stack or our chip leader. Forrest, balanced hands with that 10 of spades coming in the window.
Wow. Wow. Oh, he's got a straight draw.
Queen on the turn, not what Johnny wanted to see. Opens up 8s, kings, and 9s for Forrest. Let's see what the river holds.
Oh, deuce in the river. Forrest. Wow.
Deuce of diamonds seals the fate for Forrest. The song is real. As Forrest Raleigh knocked out in 4th place for $75,000. Johnny Kelly from the UK taking a chip lead into final 3 players. There's the rail. Some of them barely able to stand after drinking all day long in support of their man.
You may have just seen me on camera, that's right. I was out there when it happened. Oh, mama.
And you see it, not only does Johnny Rockets have a commanding chip lead now, but he also has just piles upon piles of chips in front of him.
Everyone's doing a little chip count, seeing exactly where everyone lies at this point in the game.
And it sounds like they're going to be discussing numbers, something that's completely allowed at this table. Poker News not only allows it and supports it, but here we are at the Golden Nugget where they allow it as well. So our final 3 players are Vid Zagar, Johnny Kelly, and Umberto Galinda. Looks like they're going to talk some numbers between the top 3 places. You have 101,000 for 3rd, 154,000 for 2nd, and 218 for 1st. So over 100,000 separates 1st and 3rd place. Very understandable to cut that down a little bit and let them talk shop. So total in play, let me get this real fast, for 1954. So we have $473,000 in play for the final 3 spots.
21.2 million for Vid.
There we go.
Or was that
on
Umberto?
screen.
No, it must have been Vid. There you go. 30.6 million for Johnny. He has the commanding lead now. Wow, and that's how much Felipe started with this morning.
Yeah, that is
30 million.
absolutely disgusting.
How insane is that?
Felipe Oliveira was our chip lead today, and he had almost the exact number, which is now the chip leader with 3 players left.
Yeah, that's just insane right there. Okay.
Yeah, so it looks like our 3 remaining players are going to top numbers. $473,000 for the final 3 places when it's combined. There's over $117,000 separating 1st and 3rd place right now. I can't blame him, Jesse. This is a lot of money we're talking about.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so what I know is that they do take a while to discuss this ICM chop. They do make a deal. I don't know the exact numbers yet, but I can tell you they do make a deal. They're going to leave, I believe it's $10,000 up top and play for the trophy. I believe that's the exact, and I want to be transparent with you. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Poker News is all about making sure the numbers are out there. So we will get to some great YouTube content. It's from the Chad and Jesse Poker Show. I believe it's our Dan Negreanu episode where we got to interview Daniel. You'll get to see Calling the Clock. We're going to play that until it gets back in play. And I'll tell you, it's not a short ICM conversation. It'll tell you the 3 players have reached a consensus and a deal has been agreed to. It's the biggest stack. John Kelly will take home, drum roll, $166,540. Let's let London appreciate that. 166. Those numbers are not right, you guys. Those numbers are not right.
Those are old numbers.
Those are
numbers.
old numbers. John Kelly's taking home $166,540. Vid Cigar and Umberto will lock up $152,165. and $145,855 respectively. The trio now will play for $10,000, the title, and the trophy.
What I love is you look at these three players as they come back. There's smiles on their faces. They know all of them have locked up roundabouts of $150,000. And for John Kelly, taking home 166, potentially a little bit more if he can take home the title. That's a lot of pounds, Jesse.
That's right, buddy. Massive, massive, massive. What a great tournament. What a great turnout. And here we go.
We're off with Umberto. Ace-8 offsuit on the button. Vid just jam it in there. Pocket 8s. He already, I mean, he's the one that's the biggest impression on me. He seems a little bit looser, a little bit lighter. He seems happy. He locked up a massive, massive amount between the $150,000 that he's taking home right now, plus $100,000 bounty that he pulled yesterday. Oh, wow. Here we are, first hand back. I think that deal loosened things up. Umberto making the call, ace-8 offsuit versus Vid, pocket 8s. You hear Johnny saying it for the rail. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Umberto at risk, needing to hit an ace. Otherwise, we'll be heads up. Deuce 3 of diamonds. Jack of hearts providing some backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draws for Umberto. 4 diamonds on the turn. What a beauty that is, Jesse. 5 of diamonds out there now for a straight flush. Can you hit it? Oh, Jack of spades. And we're heads up. One hand.
That's it. That's all it took for Umberto.
I mean, look at that smile on his face. He's already happy, though.
And like that, we have a completely different chip leader. Hey, thanks for the raid, Accidental Grenade, over on Twitch. Appreciate it. Welcome, everybody. We just got a raiding party at 25. Come on in. Put your feet up. We are on the final table of the Poker News Cup Mystery Bounty. Umberto taking off to his rail of other cowboys.
Riding off into the sunset.
That's right. The three amigos over there. All right.
Well, there we go. So in one hand, everything has changed, Jesse. We came back three-handed. They worked through a deal, and Umberto Galinda from Portugal is going to be very happy with that deal as he's taking home $145,000. The numbers you see there on the screen are
That's
pre-deal.
before the ICM deal that was announced. We've got that in chat for you guys to read. Unfortunately, it's not on the graphics yet. We'll try to get that corrected soon. But I'll type it into chat again for the new people in the group. The three players have reached a consensus. The deal's been agreed to. John Kelly with the biggest stack takes home $166,540, while Vid Zigar takes home $152,000, and Umberto takes home $145,000. Boom. Now they're going to play for $10K in the trophy. Massive success.
Absolutely.
Umberto likes this deal a lot. He just took home an extra $44,000. And that's like a little bounty pull right there, buddy.
Oh, absolutely.
No mystery applied there. Just taking that money home to the bank.
I think it's a Johnny Rockets from the UK who's here with a very loud and very boisterous rail.
That's right, buddy. That's right. Okay. We got the trophy on the table. Off to the right, you can see that's the beautiful Poker News Cup trophy. And here we go.
Vid starting us off. Ace deuce in the big blind. Johnny starting with pocket 7s. Some fun little hands to begin this heads up affair.
Raise.
Johnny raising it up. Vid here. Any ace heads up is, yeah, I mean, you're happy to see it. And here's something of note is before this final table happened, all of the players drew their remaining bounties, so they're only left with the bounties of the final table participants. So you can see at the back of Vid's stack there, he has about 5 or 6 bounties, and that is indicative of him knocking out several players at this final table. Coming in with a 3-bet here to 6.5 million with his ace deuce offsuit. Johnny sitting on approximately 29 big blinds, pocket 7s. If he can win this pot right here, right now, it's going to even things up to start this heads up affair. Looks like a gnat in the air potential. I see it flying there. Johnny really thinking through, is going to shove all in here. Takes the first hand, takes 6.5 million in chips from Vid Cigar, and evens us up straight from the bat. This is a hell of a way to come back late. Jesse Fullen for Poker News as we bring you the commentary on the Poker News Cup. We're at the final table with 2 remaining players in Vid Cigar and Johnny Kelly. So thank you everyone on Twitch and YouTube for joining us today. Johnny with a slight lead here, 34 million compared to 33 million of Vid. Vid, however, with the superior holding on this particular hand.
All right, back to it.
Johnny will be making this call here. We'll see our first flop of the heads-up affair, 5-3 offsuit for Johnny, up against the 8-7 offsuit for Vid. Middle pair here on Vid's side against the gut shot of Johnny. No clubs working for either of our participants. Heads up typically plays a lot more aggressively as there's no ICM considerations. There's nothing left to consider except for getting the most chips out of your opponent and getting that victory. You'll see a lot weaker holdings pre-flop as you really can't afford to just fold and wait for the nuts. So here we go with Johnny in their 5-3 offsuit pre-flop, has the potential to get a little frisky post-flop, and we'll see how he reacts. I know, Jesse, that Doug Polk has been on record saying heads-up poker is the most pure form of poker.
Yeah, he knows he is a heads-up specialist by far. Ooh, Vid with a pair of 7s and the straight draw. Johnny, what are we doing here, buddy? I love how it's even in chips, man.
Yeah,
that's
the very first
sick.
hand, we had that ace-deuce 3-bet by Vid, but Johnny wasn't having it and came over the top with pocket 7s, even us up, and here we are already, 8 million in the middle. Check back from Vid, I like it. Sees a 9 of clubs on the river, completing the flush draw, and Johnny here with the bottom of his range. So it'll be interesting to see what he decides to do. Can represent flushes, can represent 8-5s, 10-8s even, as well as 8-9s. So he has a wide variety of strong holdings, and he's sitting here with 5 high. So it really depends on if he wants to represent a lot stronger holding than he currently has. Reaching for chips.
That's right. Just 3 million. Ooh. Feels like value.
It goes with 1/3 pot. So issue here for Vid is he really only beats bluffs. I don't think a 6 would bet like this. Any 7 that's potentially out there is going to be a chop. So unless it's a bluff, he's chopping or losing to the rest of Johnny's hands.
Right.
And then you look at this board run out, I think really the only hands that Johnny has as bluffs would probably be 5-3 and 5-4.
Oh my goodness, good bet. Johnny takes it down, pushes Vid out of his winning hand.
Beautiful bet there by
No
Johnny.
joke, man, no joke. All right, there are the big blind counts. Johnny taking a lead, 39 bigs to Vid's 30 bigs. We have a game here, boys and girls. We have a game.
Absolutely, and we have a...
Oh. So you're saying he's going to take it, you're saying Vid has no shot because it's so far away. Uh-oh. All right, let's get back to the poker.
I don't think Vid's arms are that long. I don't think he can grab it.
I don't think so either.
Here's those chip counts, 43 million to 24.5. Vid is getting out to a nice lead here.
Just to remind you guys, once we got to three-handed play, we did pause the clock for about half an hour while chops were chatted. There is a little bit of language barrier, so it took a little extra time to get everything communicated well. And once we got down to it, Humberto Lopez Galindo took home $145,855. He only played one more hand after they returned. He finished in third place. Here, heads up, we had John Kelly with the pretty good chip lead going into that three-handed play. He took home $166,540, and then it was Vid Zagar who took home $152,165. That's before any bounties or anything else were considered. And then we got $10K in the trophy left to play for. All right, Johnny. Johnny, take it down with 6 high. 6 high like a boss. Right there.
So these players are still playing, as you mentioned, Jesse, for $10,000 between them. So it's a very healthy heads-up match, but far cry from what they're originally playing for, which would have been a $70,000 heads-up match. And I think that's absolutely fair. They've locked up a nice, healthy chunk of change, and they're playing now for $10,000 plus that beautiful Poker News Cup.
And I mean, yeah, it's. All right. Yeah, it's a nice trophy. It's a nice bag of money for sure. The whole event's just been great, Nathan. I mean, this is so fantastic. I cannot wait for the next one, man. You know, we did another one of these at DTD with Rob Young at his shop overseas. This is our second one here at the Golden Nugget. I think we're going to see more of these hopefully pop up around the world. I mean, we're willing to go places. So if you have a poker room near you, a casino near you, and you want the Poker News Cup to come out and maybe a shot at your venue, let them know. Let your poker room manager know, and my number is out there.
It definitely is. I mean, he gives it to just about anyone you'll see walking down the street. He's begging for people to call him. It's kind of desperate, Jesse, to be honest. But in fairness, I'll get desperate. If you're going to be shilling Poker News and you're going to be talking about all the tournaments that are happening, I think you need an official Poker News commentator. I'm only a phone call away, and you have my number.
You know, you can send my resume to my secretary. Send your resume to my secretary.
To Chad Holloway.
At
pokernews.
Yeah. Secretary at pokernews.com is the email address.
Secretary at pokernews.com.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow, that's a hell of a title there.
I mean, that's what it is. What it is. All right, let's talk about this hand right here. Queen Jack for Johnny. Jack 5 for Vid. It does go check to the King of Hearts.
That's a little bit of a reassuring one for Johnny. Gives Johnny the opportunity to fire here with his open and straight draw and ability to represent that king very well. There's the fan base in the background cheering him on. So you'll hear us mute our mics once in a while because the route does get loud. And
we're here. This is the situation we're in. We're going to stick with these, but no, it wouldn't make sense.
Think about the picture at the end. Whoever wins this is going to have an absolute castle.
Yeah, they have a 50 million plaque. I mean, we could just put that in front of them. Like 3 chips extra. Yeah, but we're gonna go with this instead.
No, I think that's fair. I am one of the firm believers on giant chip castles. It's what made the World Series of Poker main event back in the day when Jamie Gold, for example, won it. So special. You just saw those mountains and mountains, and you said, maybe one day I can have that many $100 chips.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You know, absolutely, Pappy. What's up, Pampers? Pappy Van Winkle, absolutely, buddy. No, in all reality, I think that what's going on is they've got a few other tournaments. Today's the very last day of this poker series that this event was part of, which is the Grand Poker Series at Golden Nugget. So I think that's been the focus, is to let one manager run this, and he can't go and get. Yeah, it's just we're just going to stick with how it is. Really, it's so late. Heads up. It would be good, but we're happy too. So I appreciate the question. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for Karen too. But don't worry, we still have some good poker to play here. Heads up action for the trophy.
Interesting spot here, as Johnny has 4-9 pair of fours on board. That 9 interacting in a large way with Vid's holding, who has Queen 10 of diamonds for the open-ended straight draw. So if a 9 was to roll off, then we have a potential huge conflict on our hands as we give Johnny 2 pair and Vid the nut straight. 51% equity here for Vid after Johnny check raises. They're going to go to a turn. 3 of hearts changes nothing for either of these players. And although Johnny has the better hand, I really like Vid's opportunity on this flop just due to his holding, which enables him to go to river very easily, hit a nut hand, and or kind of be forced to bluff, which would be difficult for Johnny to call.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Vid with with those 2 overcards, with that straight draw, the Broadway draw, my goodness. But you know, Johnny
really thinking about here of how he wants to proceed. He check raised on the flop. Very innocuous 3 of hearts on the turn. And he does check it on over to Vid, which we'll see how he reacts.
I love that raise from Johnny on the flop, and then a check here. I mean, we know the 3 of hearts has not improved him. Oh, we do get a check back from Vid. How strong is that? Oh, man.
So this is a fun card because I think Johnny knows that a king would be bet by Vid the majority of the time on the turn. So a lot of his checkbacks are going to be something like a jack, but now this jack on the river pairs it up and reduces the chance that Vid has a jack. So it actually puts his 4 much more into a playable range of bluff catchers against something specifically like Vid has, Queen 10, Queen 9, Ace High even. So if Vid does go ahead and bet this, Johnny has gone from a less than adequate holding to a very good bluff call candidate. Come on, Johnny.
All right. Vid very unhappy with that check back. I think he could have probably bet Johnny off of it. But that check raise from Johnny on the flop was enough to keep Vid worried.
Well, you heard it from the rail. They loved that for Johnny. Picks up a nice healthy pot. Draws these 2 players closer even. 32 million for Johnny, 37 million for Vid. There you go, 38 million. Well, there's that beautiful Poker News Cup, obviously presented by Poker News, held at the Golden Nugget, and sponsored by our friends over at GorillaGaming.net, building out some of the most beautiful tables in the poker landscape. And Jesse, it looks like we have the first real hand confrontation coming up. We have King 10 offsuit for Johnny and Ace Queen for Vid.
Yeah, I mean, the chip stacks are pretty close here, too. 29 million behind for Johnny. After that raise, Vid's down to 36.9. Yeah, this is a fun time to see a big hand here.
Yeah, you can go a long time in heads-up poker without seeing 2 real hands meet.
Oh, here we go with a raise from Johnny with a King 10.
So Johnny's putting forth about a quarter of his chips. Start with 30 million, making it 7 million, 23 million behind. Vid is very interested with Ace Queen offsuit here.
No question.
Vid staring it down, thinking through his options. There he goes, all in.
Whoa. Oh my goodness, all in a snap call? We're behind, but we're live, says Johnny.
For those of you that have been here since the start, you know Johnny provides all the info. King 10 versus Ace Queen. He is behind, but he is live.
That's right.
Let's see if he can catch up here, or if Vid will take home first place. 3-5-7. Vid with the superior diamond. Jack of diamonds on the turn. Johnny can only win with a king or a 10
That's
on the
right.
river.
Must be
Anything
king or
else?
10. Oh, my goodness.
10 of clubs.
Wow.
Down to 5 outs for Johnny Kelly, and he nails a 10 of clubs on the river to double up, take a 61 million chip pot to the 8 million of Vid Cigar. This is going to take a minute to double check all of the chip counts for our dealer and our 2 remaining players. But Vid Cigar just had victory snatched from his grasp. You see Johnny Kelly's rail there yelling and cheering for their man. They don't quite know if he's won or if he's just taking a commanding chip lead. But from what we're seeing, it is 61 million for Johnny Kelly up against the 8 million of Vid Cigar with that 10 of clubs, massive, massive river for Johnny Rockets. Don't feel too bad for Vid Cigar, even though he didn't win it right there. He's still alive, still has an opportunity, and he did grab a $100,000 bounty yesterday. So his winnings are over $250,000, even if he busts in second place.
That's right. What a hand. Did you see Johnny react to it by looking at the dealer and saying, nice one, nice one? He looked as a nice one there on the river. It's like, my gosh, man. So good, so good. No kidding, nice rail, right, Pappy Van Winkle? Massive rail. Actually, both these guys have a huge rail, but yeah, Johnny's rail is, they're greased up, man. They've had a few cocktails, beers.
I think, honestly, a little bit of everything at this point.
Yeah, no joke. No joke.
And here we go, trying to count down those gray chips. Each stack is worth $500,000. So doubles is $1 million. So they're just going line item by line item and making sure they get this amount correct. Vid Cigar sliding for that double up, slowly, slowly, slowly paying off his man. So Johnny Kelly started this final table in a big way. First, doubling up through Vid Cigar. He had aces versus the pocket tens of Vid. Vid hit a 10 on the flop, which, as we knew, was actually the one remaining 10 in the deck. And then Johnny was able to find the lone ace remaining on the river. Next, he actually ran aces into 10s once again, and the 10s folded pre-flop for Johnny Kelly to take a nice pot. Later, he turned a flush, jamming all in against the mid pair of Vid, who was able to find a fold. And Johnny was off to a hot start at this final table. And now you see him doubling up with that 10 of clubs on the river and take a commanding lead in this heads-up match, approximately 61 million to the 8 million of Vid Cigar. I think we can be honest, in the booth, we've heard a lot of rail cheering, yelling, and jeering over the last 30 minutes. We knew something big was on the horizon, but honestly, I could not have told you that little 10 of clubs was coming. That was such a beautiful one if you are a fan of Johnny Kelly.
No kidding, dude. No kidding.
We now have the King 10 offsuit once again for Johnny, up against the 5-4 of the micro stack Vid in the big blind. Johnny does put it in once again with the King 10. Vid folds it, leaving himself with 6.5 big blinds as Johnny Kelly is on the precipice of victory. Are you still thinking that Poker News Cup is a little bit too close to him?
Maybe not so far. Maybe not so much at this point. Maybe, you know what? Okay. It might be it might be a good location for him.
But Let's be fair to Vid. He's not out of this by any stretch of the imagination. He still has chips. He has 6.5 big blinds, approximately 10% of the chips in play. Double up here, there, and he'll be right back in. And here we go. Ace-6 of diamonds for Vid. Ace-deuce of spades for Johnny. We will have an all-in confrontation, no question about it. Once Johnny looks down at those, takes a peek. Ace-6 of diamonds. There you hear it. Johnny saying it's going to be a chop pot. Let's see if he's correct.
Oh, man.
He's been right on everything so far today. Ace in the window, 5-7 following it. Pretty good opportunity for them to chop it up.
There is a opportunity here.
9 of spades on the turn. Only a deuce, 3, 4, or 6 will change that.
Whoa! John Kelly is our winner. Oh, that's not a mingle. This rail. Oh, look, there's me. Oh, look.
Well, Norman Chad always said a deuce on the river never changes anything. He was proven false when John Sin won the World Series of Poker main event with a deuce on the river, and he's been proven wrong once again with a deuce on the river here, crowning Johnny Kelly as our champion of the Poker News Cup.
Man, what an insane finish there.
Vid Zakar tosses him his bounty chip.
That's great.
Worth
Here you go.
an extra $1,000 for Johnny Kelly.
My goodness, man.
Gives a fist bump to the dealer. You
So
hear the
good.
reel cheering. You hear them getting drunk and lively. You know they're going for some pints.
Look at that.
Afterwards.
Look at all that support he's got there. Massive rail. Everyone's so happy for him. They've been here all day, dude. They've been here all day.
Absolutely. I thought it was going to be a chop pot. We were heading that direction. Only a deuce on the river was going to win it for Johnny Kelly. A 3 or 4 would have been a chop. A 6 or an 8 would have won it for Vid. He would have been right back in this. But instead, Johnny Kelly from the UK, with his myriad of supporters, has won the 2023 Poker News Cup held by the Golden Nugget.
That's right, man.
Pretty good opportunity for them to chop it up.
There is a opportunity here.
9 of spades on the turn. Only a deuce, 3, 4, or 6 will change that.
Whoa! John Kelly is our winner.
Hello, Poker News. I'm here with Johnny Kelly, who just won first place in the Poker News Cup. So, Johnny, I can hear your rail. They've been chanting for you all day. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
They're mad, but brilliant, and I couldn't have done it without their support, really. Every time we had a break, they was giving me loads of advice. There's much more experienced players there than me. Watsy, Gary Miller, Ray Bay, they'll just give me loads of positive vibes and give me information on hands I played differently, or should have played differently. I couldn't have won it without them. Impossible.
What is the rail saying? They're singing almost like a Christmas carol, but a take on your name.
I think it's like a football chant, and they're just including me. And hopefully it's not a Spurs one for my mate Ray, but hopefully it's just a general football chant. But yeah, it's been brilliant. Actually enjoyed the whole day, and got very lucky in the end, and Vid was really, really unlucky. But yeah, I took some advice and just played aggressively towards the end, and it worked out well.
Well, so you even said earlier, so this was your biggest tournament cash to date. What is it like making that transition, and kind of how does it feel to actually be taking home a cash like this?
Well, it's life-changing. I wasn't actually a tournament director, I was actually a dealer for the World Series Poker Europe, and then a card room manager eventually at the Empire Caesars back in London. But yeah, I finished there 2 years ago, and I've been playing poker a lot, and I've been listening to my friends and taking all the advice on board, and really, really enjoying the journey. And now I can actually say I've got a trophy. I've never had a trophy, and I've always wanted one, and it's a brilliant one to win.
So to my understanding, you actually have an entire poker room back home in London watching you. Do you have anything you want to say to the room right now?
I didn't know until earlier, but the card room that I used to manage in Leicester Square, the Empire, apparently they've got it on screens, they've been watching it, and another club in Eltham, ETC, they've been watching it on the screens, and all the poker players there have been cheering me on. So thanks to all them as well for their support. And I know everyone's been sending messages and stuff, and I've turned my phone off like half an hour before this started, and I don't think I'm going to turn it on today because there'll be too many messages there. There's lots of friends sending me loads of support, and I've really enjoyed it, and it's felt good, but also like there's a little bit of pressure there as well. So it's been straining, but I'm exhausted. I'm looking forward to going and have a few Bacardis with the boys and relax tomorrow, and then play the main event on Wednesday.
Well, good luck in the main event. I'm sure we'll all be watching you as well as the boys. And without further ado, I'll let you get to those Bacardis with the boys. Congratulations again, Johnny. Thank you.